Hi friends, welcome back. Today's video, I'm going to be switching out my July setup and making dashboards with the August Cocoa Daisy kit. If you missed the unboxing of this awesome Peach Ridge kit, I will put a link up at the top and in the description so you can check out all the goodies. But I am going to be taking out all of my July goodies out of my current setup and making new dividers and dashboards with this kit. When my kit arrives, I always unbox everything and put it in one of these white baskets. I think that I got this from Home Depot, but I've had it for years, so you can find similar plastic baskets at a variety of stores, but I just kind of dump everything in here, and for now I'm going to grab all of the papers and dashboards and little cards that I use to create my dashboards for my standard size traveler's notebook. Okay, so I do get the dashboard kit. So I have those here in the A5 size, and you get the personal size. So I'll be using some of those. These are from another kit. They are actually standard size dashboards. So I'm gonna get those out. And I will also need some of these pocket cards and the 4x6 cards. And then of course I will need some of the paper. So I need to grab all of those. And then I might be using these really cute page edgers. They're actually scalloped. So I'll show you those later, but first up, get everything out of the basket and organized and ready to craft. Okay, so everything's out of the basket. I kind of have some piles going here that I'll shift around as I'm creating, but next I'm gonna just kind of go through and pick out some of my favorite cards that I know that I want to use. So I pulled out some of my favorites. I always use the calendar card in the front of my dashboards, my very first one, so that it's nice to have a calendar when I first open up my planner. So I'll definitely be using this card on my front dashboard, and then I picked out just a few more that I really enjoyed, and I'll keep those up here for reference. And then I need to peek through my 4x6 cards. Definitely want to be using this one, so I'll keep it out and put these over to the side. And I'll go through my standard size dashboards. Next up, I usually take a look at the specialty papers, so the acetate and the vellum, and decide if I want to use that as my front dash. I did that in July here with the raindrop acetate. Actually, I think it's the vellum. Yeah, the raindrop vellum, that's what it was. And then I decided that I want to use these this month for something else. So I'm going to just set these aside for a later project. And then next up, I usually take a look at the cards that I picked and the dashboards that I picked, and any special elements that I want to incorporate into the dashboards, like these scallop edgers. I take a look at that and decide which paper from the planning papers or the memory keeping papers match best with those different patterns, which is totally a personal preference. So I'm going to set these A5 dashboards off to the side and my page edgers, and then go through some of these papers. So these are the memory keeping papers, and I try to have all of them out because they're double-sided so that I can see which paper I want to use. Same thing with the memory keeping ones, so I'll get all of those out. I feel like I'm missing one. Yep. this one. And then I kind of match up which patterns go well together. It's again, totally personal preference. So, and that's what I love about these kits, is that people take the same kit items and their planner setups look totally unique and different, even though they're using the same elements. So the other thing to keep in mind is your cover. So this is a Vanderspec in the Janet Leather Brown, and I'm going to be staying in this planner again. So a lot of times I'll pick my favorite paper to go up front, because when I open my planner, that's the first thing that you're gonna see. And I also keep in mind that I always use this calendar card. So I think that I'm going to end up using this stripe paper. So I'll just set this off to the side and know in my mind that this is my first dashboard. I'm going to be using this paper with this kit card. And then my setup's staying the same, so I'll need one paper for this first dashboard. And then I'll need to pick out a second paper for my second one, and I think that I'm going to use this Sweet Summer Memories personal size dashboard with the hexagon kit. No, that doesn't show enough of that paper. I don't want to cover too much of the hexagon, so I think I'll use this one for my second. So I just stack them up off to the side. So now I have my second one ready, and then I'll need one for my third. And I think that I will do, I like this little card that says, be thankful, live simply, be kind, believe in yourself, never give up, help others, cherish family and friends, laugh often, and love lots. And I think since that's a smaller card, that would be a good place to use the hexagon paper so it doesn't cover up too much of the hexagon. So that's dashboard 3 off to the side. And then I do have 2 more to go. So I like this for sure. And I think I will use this memory keeping paper. And I will need 2 sheets of it because it's smaller. So there's the next dashboard off to the side there, ready for me to work with. And then I'll need 1 more for my last insert cover. And I think that I don't want to use the same paper twice. So I think I'll actually do this floral, and again, it's the memory keeping one, and this looks really pretty on there. So I'll need 2 of those papers in that dashboard, and that'll be my last set of papers. So now I'm gonna get some of this stuff cleaned up and start cutting. Okay, so there's my stack of papers and dashboards, and I'll be starting with this last one here, and I'll show you how I switch those out for the month. Okay, since I'm literally using this same planner, usually the first thing I do is just take off all of my clips, and then I'm starting with the back insert, and I'm using these same dashboard covers that I got from the Foxy Fix. You can get them in a variety of shops, but I'm just going to pull out the paper, and I know that this is already the correct size. So instead of measuring and being real precise, what I do is just take this dashboard out of my current setup for July, put that up against the paper that I'm going to be using, and use that as a guide to make these the correct size with my paper cutter. Let me see if I can get you guys on screen just a little bit. This paper cutter is from Amazon, and I will put that in the link below. It should be in my favorite section for planning. I've had this for many years, and it does a great job even cutting through thicker paper and lamination. now that I have those trimmed down to size by using the old one as a guide, I have my front and my back, and then I had decided to use this personal size dashboard. So I'm just going to place that on there, and then I have my little basket of die cuts and washi and other goodies over here. I think I will also use one of these page edgers. So let's see, how many do you get? Do I have enough to do every dashboard? I have 6 inserts, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I don't have enough, so I'm going to save those for the first set of dashboards. So I need to adhere this somehow, and a lot of times I just take the washi tape that comes in the kits, and I like a ripped edge, so I just tear off a piece and put a piece up there and a piece down here. And since I am putting these inside those plastic dashboards, you don't really have to have it down, like the whole thing glued down. Just those 2 pieces of washi will keep it from moving around. All right, so there's the sleeve that I took the dashboard out of from July, and I will pop in my new one for August. And then I'll do the same thing for the back. I have a little picture of my son tucked in there. It can definitely stay. And so there's my last dashboard, the first one that I made for the month with the August kit, and then I'm going to just repeat that process for the rest of my dashboards. I did want to point out that on this dashboard, I'm using the large paper that has the crease down the middle, and I don't want that crease to be, you know, in the middle of my dashboard. So I actually keep it folded, line it up here on the edge. And then open that up and cut right down that folded seam. And that's how I make my 2 papers using the larger pieces. So I am using one of those scalloped stickers, and just how they're cut, I'm having to tear off the little excess, which is totally fine. I think I'm going to lay down this edger first. Which is like the perfect size, and then I'll trim this little piece off. That's cute. And I can adhere this with some washi. While I'm here, I'm going to change out this little pocket. It's just an adhesive pocket. This one's also from the Foxy Fix, but again, you can find those in different stores, and then I'm going to find my sticky notes and put some of those on there for easy access. So on this dashboard, I went ahead and adhered it with some washi, but I also used some of these enameled dots. Usually they're like a glitter finish, but Christine made them with a matte finish this month, kind of like the skin of a peach. So I just popped a few of those on there randomly. Okay, so I have one last dashboard to do. You'll notice some of these have been top loading, some of these have been side loading, but same idea. You can just use whichever brand and whichever one you like best for yourself. I need to make this last board, and this is just a piece of plain white linen cardstock, and since it's already cut down to size and I just had it underneath the vellum to make it kind of pop, I'll put this in my basket and save it because I can definitely reuse it. And then I need to cut down my last paper. You can see I didn't quite trim that small enough to make a smooth fit. So I don't measure. I just take it back to the paper cutter and trim just a sliver off to make it slide down into the sleeve just a little bit easier. As I'm working with this edger a second time here, I'm going to be smart and not pull both of them off the sheet because I only need one. I think that these might be made to wrap around both sides of the paper, but I'm not going to do that. I only want it on the front and not the back. Okay, as I'm wrapping up this last front dashboard, I did want to just pull out these little quote cards because some of them are very clever, and I thought I could put one up here. I like that one. Don't forget to drink water and get some sun. You're basically a houseplant with complicated emotions. And then I have my die cuts over here, and these little suns are so cute too. So I think I might layer like that. So the die cuts have an adhesive backing, so you won't need any adhesive for those. And then the quote cards do not, but again, since this is going in a plastic sleeve, I don't really have to worry about making it super sticky, so I'm just going to use a glue stick. Okay, last one is going in. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip through and see what it looks like. We have dashboard cover 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I've just found that that is the most efficient way for me to switch out all of my dashboards for the new month, and it's just as easy if I was actually putting it in a new notebook. It's the same process, just take everything out and move it to the new notebook, and then I just need to update here and there, take out my July notepad, replace it with August, and I'm all set for a new month. Hope this helped you guys find maybe some tips and tricks to make your planning setup easier. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask, and I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, and happy planning.